Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. I know we've lost again, I'm very much looking forward to this player ratings because I am holding a bit of feelings and there's a lot to discuss.
You're angry, innit?
I really am. But I'm holding it down because I'm playing, presenter role.
No, say how you feel, man.
Yeah, man, I'm very disappointed. There's a lot to get through, but I think a lot of it will be clear.
Say how you feel. Let it all out, man. Therapy.
We'll go. Yeah, it is. This is therapy. This really is. And now the drive home is going to be fucking therapy as well.
God.
Let's start with David Raya, who I think is getting away with it a little bit because of how bad VAR decisions were. But that he's normally good at claiming catches and punching the ball out.
He missed out. He looked to me, right, when I saw the replay, right, that he come to claim the ball and missed it. And that's where, that's where it's ended up in it. But then
he hasn't done anything. He has nothing else to do for this.
He's had nothing else to do, but he's still, that's the big, this is a game of tiny, tiny, tiny margins, right? And that's where he's turned on that goal. And he looked like he missed that to me. So I have to give him a 4.
Good.
He looked like he missed that. I don't know, man. I just feel that despite all the shenanigans around the goal, he's still, I have to look a bit back. I don't know, we just had a quick look at it when we saw the replay come up on the screen, but he looked like he missed the ball, man. Yeah. And you can't do that. I mean, in a game that I feel, you know why I'm not absolutely raging, and when you saw me doing the interview earlier, is that we didn't play particularly badly. They were not better than us, and we were not really better than them. It was just an even game that's turned on a moment, and he was part of that moment.
100%. Yeah, I think 4-3 for me. I just think the small margins. Arteta is so strict on putting in Raya over Ramsdale because of small margins. Yeah. That's he's going to look back at it and say that's a small margin. So let's go.
Both of them this week So what do you do?
That's a very good point. But yes, all right, let's go to right back now. A man has changed his hair colour, thinking that was going to work. Switched off.
Changed his hair colour, but switched off on the goal as well. That's another. Lee Judges said it earlier. There was the one at Tottenham where we thought the ball had gone out and it hadn't. And then again, and that's just Ben White. He does, I have to say with Ben White, he does have these little lapses sometimes where little lackadaisical, because up until then he was defending really, really well in the game. He's one of our better players. But again, when you've got a game of tiny, tiny margins and you switch off, bang, you're dead. And that's what happened. And I'm going to give him a 4 as well.
Yeah, fair.
Because he switched off for that goal.
Yeah, I think you see Saliba's so composed all the time. I think people try and adopt that, but again, they switch off at times.
Composure, that's part of composure. Part of is that you're on it. Concentration for the whole 90.
Yeah, and you didn't know. All right, let's go into the centre-back pairing. And the man I just mentioned, who we were just
William Saliba.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't give him more than you couldn't give him your big 9s and that, because we haven't won the game. If we'd have won the game, probably ought to be giving him that, because he was exceptional in the game.
Unbelievable.
But we've conceded a goal, we've lost the game, so I'm probably going to have to give him a 7.
Fair.
But he was excellent in the game today, physically brilliant, skills. Yeah, we've just got a great player in him. It's so essential that we keep him fit from now till the end of the season if we're to mount a title challenge.
Okay, 7, I think that's fair. Let's go into his partner, Gabriel Magalhaes, today.
The goal came from, him getting out-jumped by Joe Linton.
Yep.
So it's very harsh because I feel that's a foul. I looked at it again, Joe Linton's got 2 hands in his back, pushes him, uses that to rise up and head the ball back across.
I need to watch that back.
What can you do? I mean, there's nothing, unless you're, I don't know, somebody comes behind you and pushes you 2 hands in your back, you're going to fall forward.
You can't do nothing.
So it's very difficult to, couldn't really put a foot wrong apart from that. But we have conceded from it, so I'm going to give him a 7. I don't want to even mark him down, because I just think it was a foul.
Yeah, okay, I think that's fair. Let's go to our left back today, Tomiyasu, Takehiro Tomiyasu.
Yeah, and I thought he played all right as well, but listen, we conceded in a game of tight margin. But I thought he was pretty solid. Yeah, tell me what attack, I heard some VAR fans having a bit of a go at Eddie. What did Callum Wilson do? He didn't have any chances whatsoever. They nullified him. They nullified all of them up until that moment for the goal. So
a bit more of a nuisance than Eddie today, but that's still it's not massive.
Probably we conceded in it and we've lost the game. I'm not sure if it was
It wasn't really his. Yeah, it wasn't really his fault.
7.
Yeah,
7.
didn't really have to do much. I think people are going to say, "Whoa, 7's when you've lost," but you're right. I don't think
it wasn't poor because we defended pretty well, right? And we defended pretty well. It's just people have to understand, and unless you come to places like this, it's very hostile. The fans are really, the referee, they're on his case. You know what I mean? So these are difficult places, and I thought we'd done really, really well, and we were the team that was always in the ascendancy in the game, even though it wasn't a great game, even though there wasn't no real standout, but we were the better team up until that moment. Yeah, all right, let's go into midfield. Let's start with Jorginho today, our captain. Again, I didn't think he was too bad. You know what I mean? He did his job. He did his job all right today. Can I give him a 7 in? I don't like dishing out 7s when we've lost, but I've given others.
Yeah, but they've
7. 7. Yeah.
And he gave Saliba a 7, so Jorginho and Saliba
well,
a
6. Actually, you know what? Maybe let me reassess. Read out a 6.
Yeah.
And maybe I should have Tomiyasu. I gave Saliba a 7.
Yeah.
All right. So Tomiyasu. Actually, I'm going to have to downgrade Tomiyasu and Gabriel to a 6, and I'll give him a 6 as well.
Okay. Let's go to Declan Rice today. Another man we were just.
Oh, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He was dominating that midfield. Absolutely dominating the midfield. Skillful, strong, won tackles, recovery runs, everything. Didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
There's one guy that does not deserve to be on the losing team, is Declan Rice. Even the Newcastle fans were saying it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him, this is an unusual thing, but even though we lost the game, I'm giving him 8.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I can't say anything more than what you just mentioned there. Didn't put a foot wrong today. Let's go to Kai Havertz, Robbie. You've been confused about this signing. You've been waiting to see. This was a big opportunity to see.
Yeah, and he was playing in that position when we need a bit of creativity, and he could have created nil. The one thing I would say for him, he put himself about. Maybe a bit too much at times. He put himself about. He tried. You can't fault him for effort and that, but. We want to see something from this guy. We've paid £65 million and we're not seeing it at the moment. And he's now been played in various positions. He's played now in that 8 position. He's played at 10. He's played everywhere, right? And he's still not really having that impact that we want to see. 5 today.
Okay.
He wasn't the worst. He wasn't the worst on the pitch. He's going to cop it because, whenever we lose a game, people look at him, look at the price tag and say, what have you really done today?
And that's how it is. Let's go to a man who gets targeted, gets kicked a lot, Bukayo Saka, but hasn't really hit form. Hit form since he's been rested. Hasn't really hit his old form.
He got kicked to pieces today.
Yeah, he did.
Right. But he had a poor game. I thought. I didn't think he was. I wanted to see him, taking on his man more. They double teamed him. I think he wasn't helped by Ben White not really doing many overlapping runs, but I guess it was a game that was quite tight, so he was always able to get forward and help him out. But I think today I'm going to give him a 5 as well.
Yeah. Okay, 5. Okay, let's go to the opposite wing, Gabriel Martinelli, who Lee's mentioned that it must be a manager's instruction why these wings weren't taking their players. Because
I don't agree with that. It wasn't a management instruction. He just had a poor game. He had a poor game. You know what I mean? He didn't take on his man. He wasn't his normal electric self. I think I'll probably give him a 5 as well.
5. Okay, let's go to our striker today, Eddie Nketiah, Robbie.
I thought he was poor today. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have any impact on the game whatsoever. He got to hold the ball up more. He was superb last week in that game against Sheffield United, but I thought today, both strikers on both teams were non-existent. But I want to see. There's going to be games when you're not going to really get many goal-scoring opportunities because nothing was created for him. Let's be real. He didn't have no creativity behind him, right? So it's really, really difficult and you're feeding off scraps. But I wanted him to hold the ball up a bit better, try and bring people into play. It might have been an idea to have even got Havertz up there later on and got him to do, but he didn't do enough for me today, and I'll probably give him a 4.
Okay, let's rattle through some of the subs that came on. Fabio Vieira. Didn't really have long.
Yeah, he didn't, and then he played an absolutely poor pass right at the end to Declan Rice, where Declan Rice turned around at him and said, what the hell are you? You just come on the pitch to come and make an impact, man. How are you misplacing passes? 4.
Trossard?
I thought Trossard had a little bit of an impact when he came on, and we should have brought him on earlier. I don't know why. I think Mikel Arteta, why did he wait so long to make the subs? I thought he brought on Trossard way too late. He had a little, he didn't really do, but he had a little impact.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a 5.
5, yeah, just average, that makes sense. And then lastly, Zinchenko.
And I also thought he had a little impact as well. He got involved a lot, was trying to play passes, trying to... all of a sudden, he was bringing a little bit of creativity to play, but he was a bit too late because by that time, they're just in an absolute low block, slowing it down, wasting time, taking throws from the wrong place, moaning at the ref. They were just seeing it out. So it was a bit... But I thought he did all right when he came on. Five for him as well.
5 for him as well. Let's go to... the referee today, Robbie, who I just think is still scandalous. Some of the decisions.
Referee's bottled it today. Give him a 1.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Should have sent off Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah. That's a definite red. You know what I mean? The Havertz one was the yellow.
Because Newcastle fans will say, what about the Havertz one?
No, but the Havertz one, if they look back on it, this one that he hasn't... It's not one of those dangerous things where a player should be sent off. But the one, Bruno Guimaraes, he knows what he's doing. Right, that's a red card all day long, and he got away with it. The referee completely bottled it. So
they're shook. They are scared. Yeah. They're scared because you see them.
I think with this referee thing now, we're going to have to create a new section for VAR as well. Or do I just lump them all in with it as well?
Well, normally we do, but you know what? Let's do for today, and we'll look at to do that going forward just quickly.
I'll do one for VAR right?
Today.
You know what I mean? Because they had 3 reasons to disallow that goal, right? But they bottled it as well. They bottled it, right? They could have picked at least one of those reasons why that goal shouldn't have stood. But, you know, I think they just bottled it. I think they just thought, you know what, for a quiet life, you know what I mean, St James's Park, we ain't going to give it. Mikel Arteta's really, really upset about it after the game. That's not the only reason. You know, we could still have created more and did more. But, listen, in a game of tight margins, man, you're relying on the referees to get decisions right, and they didn't today. I thought, you know, you saw him today sometimes when the crowd were getting
he was bottling it.
He was bottling it, man, because, you know, I mean, the crowd got to him. Yeah. This is the whole thing about when you play at home sometimes, the advantage that it gives you. But and they're very good at it here because they do, to be all fairness to them, they really do get behind it, and they made him know about every decision. Yeah. And he bottled it.
All that money, one for VAR as well.
One for him and VAR, and one for him just for turning up. I give him 1 for turning up. VAR, they didn't come in, so 0.
Yeah. 0. Yeah, we're going to. I like that. VAR, all that money spent, supposed to be the best league in the world. All these, and it's still getting things wrong.
How long as well they took?
Oh my! But that's pressure. That's pressure's on them.
So the other day
I'm
watching an American football game last week. Look how quick they come to the decisions. They come together. The refs on the pitch. They get on the mic, they tell you what's happening. Look how we're there, we don't even know what's happening. Yep. Both Arsenal and Newcastle fans, we're like, what's going on? One VAR decision's done, all right. Then another thing pops up on the screen, now we're checking for it.
It's ridiculous.
So can't someone just come on and say, right, there's 3 decisions that need to be checked. Yeah. Let the people kind of know what's going on. It's ridiculous.
And get it right.
Get it right.
All right, let's round up. We've got 2 more people to rate. Mikel Arteta today, Robbie.
I think Arteta today, you know what I mean, made his substitutions too late. I would have taken Saka off. He was struggling. Kept holding his groin, kicking his leg out like that to try and stretch it. I would have taken him off earlier. You know what I mean? I think you could have got maybe a Reece Nelson on or somebody like that to try and stretch it. Maybe even Martinelli. And I think, you know, he should have brought Eddie off earlier as well. Eddie was non-existent in the game, was having a really torrid time. You know, I think he should have got Trossard on a lot earlier. Trossard in the game against Chelsea, he's the one who came on, scored that all-important goal. Get him on earlier. We know Trossard off the bench is a really good impact player. I think that was a really, really bad decision by Mikel Arteta today. All around, we matched all the physicality. I was glad that he played Tomiyasu, and he knew that it was going to be a physical battle, and he was right. But just that couple of changes he should have done earlier today. So I'm going to give him a 5.
Fans?
And the fans were great. Listen, it's a long place, you know, it's far to come. Yeah. We're out here in our numbers. You know what I mean? At one stage, the Arsenal fans were, you know, I mean, we were the ones making the noise. You know what I mean? Because you could see the Newcastle fans, they were a bit worried by what they were seeing. You know what I mean? And, you know, what was that chant they were singing about? There's the Saudi. No noise from the Saudi boys. I love that. That was funny.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean? So listen, and they're all really disappointed tonight. But I don't think the fans are walking away ranting and overly because they understand this is a tough place to come to, and we've lost our unbeaten record. But I'm gonna give the fans a 9 today. Safe journey to everybody going back home.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said at the beginning, just say how you feel. Me. I'm disappointed, and my birthday. I was singing my happy birthday. Thank you very much. But it's not been a good birthday week for Arsenal. But thank you everyone behind their camera sending me happy birthday wishes. But yeah,
Hey, listen, nobody wants to sing me happy birthday on my one, man.
Yeah, thank you everyone. I actually very much appreciate it. That's very kind of you. But yeah, listen, hope everyone gets back safe. Let us know your player ratings on the AFTV.
But you
Plus
saying
app.
you were disappointed?
I was just saying. Listen, I'm gonna get over it. It is early in the season, but it's very annoying. Like you said,
very frustrating.
The amount of money we pay and we put into this to follow our club, and we can't get VAR decisions right. We've got poor referees, and we're travelling. So there's so many little things, and then I think we're letting people get away with a lot of things as well. I think that's not been good enough.
I think I understand your frustrations, but I think you do just have to. I think later on, when you get home and you take a one step back, you're still going to be very frustrated about the performance. You're still going to be very frustrated about the VAR, but you're going to then look on it and say, it is our first defeat in the Premier League this season. We're still doing all right, but there's things we need to improve, and we've got to get these injured players back. We missed Odegaard. Martin Odegaard today comes on the other night, scores a goal. That's the other thing I really need to think about with Mikel Arteta.
What are you doing on a Friday?
Did he really get injured on a Friday? This is my thing, right? Because you imagine if he turns around and says, well, when he came off the other night, he felt something. And then all of a sudden everybody's going to be like, well, hold on a minute. Why did you bring him on for like 5-10 minutes when we're 3-0 down?
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not too sure. I'm not calling Mikel Arteta a liar.
Well, I fucking am.
I'm not too sure he got injured on Friday. I think he could have been after that game. And he was a big miss. He was the star of the place last year when he came in. And it was a big miss, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Well, listen, take care, everyone. We're going to have a nice long drive back down the motorway, and we'll talk it all out. Take care. Love everyone.
Can we sing for happy birthday for us? So?
No, it's okay.
Come.
Thank you. No, it's okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, so. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. You've actually made you've made my birthday, because Arsenal certainly haven't. Thank you, guys. Big up, man. Respect, man. Love for that.